Hello, I am live, y'all. Hope somebody joins and says hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about several things. We're going to talk about Austin Metcalf. We are going to talk about justice for Malia. If you guys know about Malia, we're going to talk about this little girl in Houston that has disappeared. And we're going to talk about this terrible, terrible situation in Houston that has just, it's awful. If anybody has, this is so, so sad. I don't know if you guys know about baby Malia in Houston. This is really sad. This happened with her mom's boyfriend, the step grandpa. This is really sad. This is another child case that we are seeing. Also, we're looking at the controversy around Austin Metcalf's death and Carmelo Anthony. We're going to look at several cases that are out in the media right now today. So if you're tuning in, say hello, jump in the chat. Welcome to the alternate point of view. I haven't done a live in a while, so people are probably going to be like, what? So don't be shy. Hop on in. This is an impromptu live because I have not been on here in quite some time. So welcome in. I just want to say hello and talk about some crime, y'all. There's no trials going on right now except Lori Daybell, and she is so boring and dull. I cannot watch her. So hi, Brandy. How are you? So there is a Malia case here in Houston that this little girl had disappeared, and they were trying to find her. And apparently it was the stepdad, the boyfriend of the mother, who did some pretty horrific, unspeakable things to the little girl. And they found her. And they are thinking that possibly the mother knew more than she was letting on. So it's really, really sad. Where are you going? I haven't seen you in forever, and you're just gonna leave me. How's your daughter? How's things going in Michigan? Everything good? Oh, running errands, fun. I heard it's still cold up there. I disagree with that. I don't understand why y'all still have winter. That stinks. I don't y'all are still running heat. That's like, what the heck? Yeah, we're like in the 80s and 90s right now, so oh, 50s. That's cold. That's no ma'am. That's like hoodie weather. I'm not having that. We had like 40s this weekend, and I don't know what the heck was going on, but that was not fun. Oh god, it snowed. This is why we don't live above the Mason-Dixon line. No ma'am. Yeah, Oh, good Lord. My phone is talking to me right now. So also, I don't know if you have heard, everybody's talking about the Austin Metcalf track star stabbing in Texas. That has been a big to-do on TikTok and social media. It probably wouldn't have gotten any recognition, actually, if it hadn't have been for a certain group of people. Oh, you hadn't heard about it? Wow. Well, it was a young man who was stabbed in the heart at his track meet. Um, but rather than everybody who is, oh my gosh, that's terrible that this kid was stabbed in the heart and taken out, instead, they are actually defending the kid who did it. Go figure. Okay, tell me about Brian K, because I don't know about that one. I have been working full time, so I've just been trying to do videos when I can. But I've been a bit more consistent making shorts. Oh, yeah. So now you know. So now you're like, oh, now I know. See, because the attention's been put on the other person more so than the one that actually like passed away. So kind of stinks. But yeah. Yeah, it's all crazy. It stinks. Bless. Actually, I just feel bad for both of them, because I mean both their families. I feel bad because, both of their families are ruined. Um so oh, the Kohlberger. Uh are they're not going to televise that though, so we're not going to get to hear everything. And I know that the judge is giving the defense attorney a really, really hard time on everything she's trying to leave out. I still don't know about that one. I still am on the fence. I don't know. Just like I'm actually, now that I'm starting to see some of the stuff that's coming out about Richard Allen, because they didn't televise, they didn't show that either. Now that I'm seeing the interrogation videos and I'm hearing the some phone calls about him, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but I think the family wants it televised. But I don't know if the judge is gonna allow the trial to be televised. So I don't know. If it is televised, I wish I could do lives on it. Now I have a job. I could do lives on Friday. I don't know. I haven't seen any of the hearings. I got to go back and watch the hearings. I really don't know. I got to see all the evidence. Because the only thing I've seen the last time I've even looked at it, the only thing I've seen so far is that teeny tiny bit on the knife sheath, and that wasn't enough for me. That wasn't anything. So I don't know. I haven't seen. I got to go back and see what else they're trying to get in there. So yeah, I've not seen any more anything about it since. But the Richard Allen one, I'm very kind of concerned about, because I don't know if I don't know. I got to see the evidence in that one too, because I feel like just based on what I've seen come out, just that part. I mean, it does sound, his voice sounds similar, but based on the little evidence that I've seen come out, or what they say is evidence, I feel like he just caved and was like, okay, I did it. That's what you want to hear. I did it. So I don't know. But then, we weren't there. We didn't get to see the trial. So I don't know. I'll check her out and see what she's covered on it. But maybe if it does show the trial, then I can do Fridays, because I'm off on Fridays. And I don't know if you've seen any of the Lori Daybell shenanigans, but watching her be a lawyer has been, it's awful. I just can't. She's horrible. She's like put you to sleep. Yeah. I cannot do it. So no fun at all. And then I don't know if you saw any of the Simontilli That trial took forever to come around. But she was found guilty today for um, taking out her husband, Fabio. Fabio, he was a hairdresser, a very, very famous hairdresser. And she decided she wanted his money. Yeah, it happened in 2017. And she finally went to trial for it. And she was found guilty today. But it was like a lover's, like she was having an affair and her lover took her husband's life. Oh my gosh. I was watching basketball because Auburn made it to the Final Four and then they blew it. Yeah. So I just can't have anything when it comes to sports right now, except for baseball. The Dodgers are crushing it. So, I mean, World Series, baby. The Lions. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm only hinging my hopes on baseball right now. I mean, they did get the World Series, so maybe this will be a another year in a row. I don't know. We do have Otani, and Otani's awesome. So, but everybody's hating on the Asians right now. So, yeah, everything's just crazy. Especially Koreans. Everybody hates Koreans, Asians, and Koreans as a whole. I'm just trying to stay in my little bubble. So I don't get hurt. Nobody knows I'm Korean anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What? Those drones, man. I don't know how people they haven't put stricter rules on drones anyway. Those are invasive of people's privacy. Oh yeah, they really do. Like, I mean, on TikTok anyway. I mean, like Koreans are the enemy. Like big time. It's crazy. I got called a paper plate the other day. I'm not even that pale. That's a new one though for me. A paper plate. That's a good one though. I have to give them that. I've been called so many names lately. It's insane. So, yeah. It's pretty mean right now. Yeah, they hate Koreans. Yeah, the K wave is crashed. K wave is done. So that's over. Do not like them anymore. And all the videos on TikTok are just hating. Yeah, they just hate the Koreans. It's I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's wild. I mean, I know what it is, but I think it's just everybody's feelings get hurt too easily, so it's okay. But I have been doing nothing but working. And today I cleaned okay, I'm not gonna say my whole house, but I still have my um my own bedroom and bathroom. Well, part of my bathroom. I did get some of it. Well, I'm learning that Korean people, according to other people, are racist and copycatters and um yeah. And we're yellow and paper plates, Chinette, uh Ching Chongs. I mean, all the names I was called as a kid are now coming back to me now. It's pretty crazy. Oh man. Who knew? Who knew at this age? Oh man, the worst name I was called though, the worst name I was called was old and grandma. I'm really upset about those. Oh, dang. That means my age is showing. That is because we are not objects. But you know what? Back in the day, though, like my mom still calls me Oriental because she's white, but because she's Caucasian. But my own mom still calls me Oriental. Yes, I was called a grandma, Brandy. A grandma? Yeah. Hi, cool. Yeah, a grandma. That means my age is showing. I need to go get a new face. The heck? I know, right? That's what I say. I say I'm not a rug. What the heck? Oh, yeah. I say the same thing. Yeah. Jeez, man. Yeah, yeah. My own mama calls me that. She says, "You know, the Orientals." I'm like, "What the mama?" Yeah. They just don't get it. I know. I had one of my friends tell me one time, uh, that I could go get my hair cut. She was like, "Oh, you should go get your hair cut at this place," because I was like, "Look, I cannot find a place to get my hair cut because nobody knows how to do my hair because it's, not the same as other people's hair." And she's like, "Oh, well, you can go to this place where my friend gets her hair done. Um, they're Oriental. They'll know how to do your hair." I'm like, "What?" Yeah. I was like, "Did you just say that to me? Like, that's not appropriate, but okay. I get what you're saying. I'm not gonna be upset with you." Yes, but like people think like, yeah, it's okay. I'm not that easily offended, but paper plate that offended me, but grandma offended me worse. That was bad. So, yeah. Grandma was the worst. So I'm already feeling so now I'm like cut back. I'm coloring my hair again. I mean, I had to color it anyway, but also uh I got to go get a new face. I decided. I even asked about like about this cryo facial stuff. Have you heard of that? Do y'all do that up there in Michigan? Oh no, you're not. It's because it's cold in Michigan. That's because I have a filter on. That's why this offers a filter. When I don't have the filter on, I'm like, holy crap, I forgot to turn the filter on. Oh my goodness. Gotta love the computer age. Oh, please. I don't know if I could be that a step grandma. I mean, I'm technically a grandma, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. That's just mean. That's just mean. Oh, so I know you've heard of the guy who uh took his pregnant girlfriend and took her life. She was 8 months pregnant. Do you see that guy? I don't know if they had a trial or if they just did a sentencing for him. If he uh said he was guilty and they just did a sentencing. Yeah, I think they just did a sentencing for him. So this was the guy that uh Jesus Monroy. The girl's name was Mia Campos. This happened, I think, late last year. She left to go see him, and then she never came back. And then, um, The Menendez brothers are supposedly getting another look for resentencing, which is really frustrating. I've still been talking about Michael. Michael is, that is, I'm telling you, that is the most conspiracy ridden case. I know you know that one. That is the most conspiracy ridden case. I swear. It is like every time I mention his name, it is like blocked. I have spoken to detectives up there and they say the case is closed. When you go online and you look up Samantha Wall, the Wikipedia, everything, they say that there was somebody that was charged and it's him and that's it. They're done. I post videos on TikTok about it and it gets hardly any views. I cannot get him like pushed out there at all. Nobody will talk about it. But anything else, like anybody else that's like wrongfully accused or anybody out there that's like looked at in any way, boom, 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 their names are just flying off the shelves. But Michael, I can say anything I want about Samantha or anything and they just crickets. I don't know what it is. You can't get anything about her or him out there at all. So, and I don't know if you heard, but he was denied parole on a lying charge, and he was told that he would be a menace to society. For a lying charge? A menace to society? That doesn't even make any sense. So, I mean, there are people, so like Jordan Henning, for instance, he was found guilty of a lesser charge for what he did to his wife. I mean, he literally like took her out in a horrific, horrific way. And they gave him a maximum of 20 years. Michael gets 15 for supposedly lying. This guy gets 20. And he doesn't even have to serve the full 20 for actually taking her life. None of this makes sense. Like, none of this makes sense. I just am baffled. I'm just baffled. And I don't understand. So I'm putting it together up there in Detroit and understanding that so I talked to a detective in Detroit and he literally said that just because the jury didn't agree with who they caught and charged with the crime doesn't mean they didn't get the right guy. And no, their intention of having Michael in there for 15 years is to continuously roll him over every time he goes up for parole. Every time. So he will go up for parole every 12 months and he will get denied every 12 months. That is the plan. Until he serves the 15 years. Or because he's in prison, their other master plan is because prison, you are bound to get in some type of trouble because it's prison. I mean, you know, that other plan is that maybe he'll get in some other kind of trouble in prison and end up serving life. They don't plan on him ever getting out. That's their master plan. So the justice system up there is so messed up. And then even Perna posted a video the other day. She was in another court with another judge. Her client got she was given a probation. She was supposed to be given probation, and the judge was trying to put her in prison. And Perna was like, "What are you doing?" And the judge was like, even the prosecution was like, "Yeah, she's supposed to go to she's going to jail." And Perna was like, no, she's not. This is a probation offense. And the judge was, so somehow, somewhere along the way, the court had messed up the paperwork, and because of a paperwork snafu, her client was about to go to jail, and they didn't catch it. So the judge was going to send her client to jail, and then Perna had this like look on her face, and the judge was like, "What's that look on your face?" And Perna was like, "Look on my face? Like, you lucky this is just a look on my face, because I could be saying a bunch of stuff. You're about to put my client in jail when this is a probation because of a snafu in paperwork." That's how messed up the system is up there in Michigan. And it's literally, I have seen so many cases and trials and everything, but Michigan, y'all are on a whole other level. I do not understand what's going on, and especially Detroit. Detroit is just like, they don't care. They do not care. They don't care if you're innocent, if you're guilty, if you're whatever. They're just like pushing them through, whatever. And it is messed up. I just don't understand. And I don't understand how, like, and another thing. So y'all up there in Detroit was doing the hands off protest. So it popped up on my TikTok feed. They did a live on the protest. So I was all up in that live. I was like, Michael Jackson Bolanos, free Michael Jackson Bolanos. Y'all so worried about your money. You're paying taxpayer money to hold a man that shouldn't be in prison. What happened to Samantha Wall? Who murdered Samantha Wall? I was just all up in that feed. I was like, Michael Jackson Bolanos is in prison. All your taxpayer money is going to prisoners that shouldn't be in prison. And I was every other person in the feed talking about Michael Jackson Bolanos. And that guy was just ignoring me the whole time. I'm like, oh, you're just going to ignore me? You don't care. You care so much about your money, but you're going to spend money on prisoners that shouldn't be in prison. Oh, okay. So the whole feed, I was just talking about Michael Jackson Bolanos, in prison for 15 years for lying. Prison 15 years for lying. That's all I did, was talk about Michael Jackson Bolanos. The whole feed. So everybody saw it. But you're gonna walk the streets of Detroit. I did that the whole time they protested, talked about Michael Jackson Bolanos. So I'm hoping somebody saw it. But again, TikTok shadow bans me every time I mention his name. And the same thing was happening to Perna. I was trolling. I was trolling their whole feed, trying to get somebody to listen. And then I share it. It does not matter what I do. Perna too. We put everything on social media trying to get somebody to listen, and nobody. I tag Nancy Grace, I tag Dateline, I tag everybody, and nobody is responding. I've called everybody. We've reached out to everybody, and everybody just acts like we're just ghosts. We don't even matter. It just does not make sense. I don't get it. But I'm not going to stop talking about it, because I mean, somebody has to listen. Somebody has to hear it. There's people out there. There's got to be somebody out there. I mean, my gosh. Steve Avery got a whole Netflix series about him. So, I don't know. I mean, the Menendez brothers, for God's sake, they straight up took their parents' lives in a horrific way. And they're talking about freeing them. Why? Why? Why should they get out? I have zero sympathy for them. Why? I don't understand why they should get out. Why should they go free? Because they've been on good behavior for 30 years? Whoop-de-doo-dah day. They were not in imminent danger. They had no reason. They literally planned it. They plotted it. It was premeditated. Every bit of what they did was calculated. I mean, everything. So what are they? Okay, bye, Brandy. Have fun. So if anybody knows about the Austin Metcalf track field incident that happened. Feel free to check out the Austin Metcalf track meet tragedy. Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony were at a track meet in Frisco, Texas, and they were having a rain delay. It was just a short rain. It wasn't like a big rain. And they were under their tents. Carmelo Anthony was apparently under the wrong tent, or I guess you could say he was under his school tent. He was under Austin Metcalf's tent. And this was apparently not something that was what Austin Metcalf liked. So he went up to Carmelo Anthony and asked him to move out from underneath his tent, his school tent. And Carmelo Anthony didn't want to move. And according to some witness statements, Carmelo Anthony purposefully went under Austin Metcalf's tent, and Austin Metcalf asked him to leave. And Carmelo Anthony said no. And then he reached into his backpack and said, "Put your hands on me and see what happens." And Austin Metcalf took that as a dare or something like that. I mean, these are teenage boys, and I don't know if he did touch Carmelo or what took place, but Carmelo Anthony pulled out of his backpack a weapon and commenced to stab Austin Metcalf in the chest with that weapon. Now, they initially charged Carmelo Anthony with first degree, and a lot of people on the internet went absolutely nutty and crazy over this and said that Carmelo Anthony was acting in self-defense. And everybody was calling Austin Metcalf the instigator and talking about how big Austin Metcalf was and that he was 200 pounds and Carmelo Anthony was only 130 pounds, and talking about size. Okay, I'm going to end this live, so I'm going to do a video about this actually, so I'll see you in the video.